The world.
Okay, okay, let me see what we are here. Okay.
Anyone want to ask us a question today? A nice, juicy, salacious question? Anyone want to ask us a question today?
You see, we are already live. Okay. Just a second. Yes. Two people. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Jimmy's just joining in as well. So,
Hi, Jimmy.
how are you? How's everybody doing? Anyway, let's start this. We are live again.
We should turn our phones off too.
Yes. We are live again in Transgurus. We've got 4 gurus now with us, and it's very nice for you to join us. I'm really glad that everybody's here, or some people are here. I see that some people are already going. Just 1 second. And I would like to welcome everybody.
I'm doing a dance for everyone, a hello dance.
You ready? Have Maria, Michelle, Dax, Dietrich, Dax, Lima. We got a whole bunch of people signing on. That's pretty cool.
Hey everyone, Lima. I like that name, Lima. That's pretty.
Yeah, we've got a lot. Wait a second. Somehow I cannot see everything. Anyway, let's try to get this show going. And it's very nice for everybody to come and join us. And welcome. And what shall I say? Today, we're going to start. So we really would like to have questions from the people which are joining us today. That is probably one of the big goals of having a live audience, is that you can ask questions and you can answer back. But we would like to talk about us and what's been happening in the last week. And this week was something very, very interesting, meaning that we had Miami Pride. Here we are in Florida, and there was Miami Pride. And guess who is a fantastic joiner and supporter of Miami Pride? It is our Raj Internationale, I have to say, because she's so incredibly international.
You always make me blush. I tell you. And by the way,
you are a well-known multinational, international person. So
yeah, but I also have to say how beautiful you look today. Oh, you look great.
You're giving me compliments, sister.
But today, I don't know. Today it's like you're glowing. I hope you're not glowing because you're pregnant.
No.
So anyway, no. Hey, listen. Any of us get pregnant, we'd be like all over the world news, and we'd probably be rich. So anyway, so yeah, I was at Miami Beach Pride this weekend. I worked both days, Saturday and Sunday. It was a great time. I mean, a little grueling because it was hot and the sun and the humidity and all of that. But it was on the beach and it wasn't as crowded as other years in the past. But it was a nice amount of people that came out, and I have to say it felt good to be at a Pride. Because we hadn't done it last year, and so it was really nice to get back to it. And the thing about the Pride, anyone that I do, because I've done a number of them, but what it is like with the LGBTQ community, the cisgender world clumps us together, and so we are family in a sense because we are together. But I learned a long time ago that the different groups don't necessarily understand one another, and there's like misconceptions and also maybe some confusion and lack of unity sometimes. But one thing I have to say about Pride is that is a day where the LGBTQ community truly feels like we're united. and I call it a day of love and unity. So love and unity for our community. So it was really nice. I don't know if you all remember Crystal Waters, the singer Crystal Waters.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, she was there. She was one of the performers, and just had a really great time. And of course, I met a lot of people. Oh my God, Ella, you weren't lying. There were some men from Brazil, and they were on vacation, and they recognized me. They were like, "Can we take a picture? We're from Brazil." And I was like, "Oh my God." I told them about you too. And then there was a guy from Israel that recognized me. There was one from Bolivia. I mean, it was amazing, the different people, and just connecting with one another. So yes, Miami Beach Pride, and then coming this November, we have the Fort Lauderdale Pride. Within that Pride, there's going to be Trans Pride. So anyone that's visiting the South Florida area in November, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. I think it's the 20th and the 21st. It's going to be on Fort Lauderdale Beach, and you might want to come out and see me.
And don't
And
forget,
in time for another barbecue, maybe.
that would be a great idea. But you know what? Don't forget, November month is a transgender month of remembrance. And that is a
Right.
very important thing. Every year, there's so many transgender people which are murdered. And it is one time of the year that we can remember them and think about them, okay? Because unfortunately, some of us suffer too much.
And we're doing something
Also,
special for that week for Transgender Day of Remembrance. We're doing something special for that at the Pride.
Absolutely.
Rod, your commercial about misgendering, I think got about 1,500 hits. No boosting, no nothing, just putting it up. I saw it today. It really went over good. You with Jazz's brother?
Yes, yeah, that was really great too. Sander Jennings, he is a phenomenal human being. He's so loving and kind, and he really wants to show that he supports our community. And so we teamed up, and and on TikTok, oh my God, it got like a lot of hits, like 120 something thousand views.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and about like 200 comments or 300 comments. Really, really good. And the whole thing about misgendering, the thing is, he told me he wanted to do something together with me. He was open to doing that, but he insisted that I write the script for it. So I wrote that script, based on real life. I've been misgendered before. So
Sure.
yeah.
I've been misgendered many times today as well, but only on the phone.
On TikTok, where do we find you, Raj? Is it under Raj or who's it under?
No, it's under Rajilicious.
Delicious.
Rajilicious. So Rajee and then the licious, Licious. Rajilicious.
That's hot.
You're quiet tonight, Shannon. Everything going okay?
No, I'm just listening, and I wrote in my calendar. Raji had some news right off the press, so that's November 20th and 21st, Fort Lauderdale Pride. Thanks for announcing that, Raji. I got it in my calendar, and that's right on Fort Lauderdale Beach, or is that in Wilton Manors, Raji?
No, it's on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Okay, excellent.
Lauderdale Beach.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the week before that would be really nice for us to do a barbecue. I know the place where we can do it and everything.
You want to do the barbecue in the Pride Center?
I don't think there's too much construction, but there's a park right near there with a like a band shell. We could set up a DJ and cook food, and do all kinds of stuff. So I just
but don't
putting
remember
it out there if anybody's interested in going to a barbecue.
That sounds
Don't remember,
good.
Bonnie, you've got a very big event coming up in November, huh?
I know,
November
Bon
6th.
Bon.
Huh? The 26th, right?
No, the 6th, November 6th.
Bon Bon.
Okay, we can do
Five-
the barbecue
five
the
rock-
rest of November 6th.
5 rock and roll bands.
Oh,
Yeah,
and you're gonna
it's
be
gonna
right
be
there
a
in the middle of
big,
all of
big show.
Well, Bonnie, how can people go? What's the information?
It's a
How can
free event,
Mhm.
and it's in Cutler Bay, so it's further south than where we live and whatever. But with that being said, it's a free event, and hopefully, we bring in 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Absolutely.
Congratulations and good luck with that, Bonnie.
That's
Oh, yeah.
I think, 20th show.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's amazing, Bon Bon.
Well, it could be 21 if we count the Mexican show.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I did well, basically almost a free show for the Mexicans, and had the Mexican mafia come up to me and say, "You pay me 7,000 or nobody will show up." And I gave out. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But he went on the radio and said that the white gringos putting on the show were INS, and everybody there was going to be rounded up and sent back to Mexico. And we only had 5 people show up.
Oh my God.
5 paying people, I mean, as far as, and we brought in bands from Mexico and everything. I was trying to give back to the community because one of the guys I work with was Mexican. I did all these rock and roll shows and some country westerns. And he was like, well, what about Mexicans? And I raised a lot of money. We raised over 175,000 in charity. But this show, I wasn't trying to make any money. I was just trying to break even or what, maybe even lose. But what I'm saying is, I was trying to put on a first-rate show to give back to the community, and the community squashed it, which
And
is
I'm
a shame.
so sorry that they did that to you, Bonnie. I really am, because
I
your
just couldn't
inten-
believe it would happen. But anyway, that's life.
Yeah. Your intentions were good. Your intentions were good.
Oh, they were real good.
Yeah.
Ella, do we have any questions from any of our audience so far?
Yeah, I've got a statement. I mean, first of all, I see that many people are looking. There is one person, Walter Schöni. I think he's somewhere from Germany, and he just told in German that we are really nice girls. So
Hello.
he said,
Jer-
"Geile ladies." So geile ladies must be someone from Switzerland, because knowing that I'm Swiss too, so it's quite interesting. Okay, there is this womboli show. No, so Bombalil show. So sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. But one of the things in this world today, God, don't kill people. People kill with it. It is very sad. And it's very sad, as we are the marking mankind living in this world. We are the problem to the solution to problems we are facing in this world, and the people living in this world are the problem. Yes, I am afraid that although I think I understand what you told. Yes, we are sometimes the problem as human beings. And sometimes one thing which is a really big issue is the fact that some people are not tolerant. And this is something which affects us transgender people quite substantially. We do want, we do want tolerance, tolerance for mankind. If we were tolerant to each other, I do believe that, there would not be so many issues. Tolerance is very, we don't
And
have
more-
to accept, we don't have to be like the other person, but we have to
Yeah.
accept that the other person is, okay? It's as simple as that.
We have Rami from New Zealand. We have
Rami.
Wendy from Australia.
Hello,
We have,
Wendy down under.
If I
I was-
could, if I could expand on what Ella was talking about, just
Go ahead.
maybe for a minute. So in my own life, tolerance, to tolerate something, is the absolute bare minimum,
Yeah.
the absolute minimum standard of a coexisting. And I think as right now on this planet is a spiritual awakening. There's an ascension of the collective human spirit. And right now, as we all gather here today during this podcast, the frequency and the vibration and the spirituality of this planet is in ascension. And years ago, I know we have some veteran trans people on this panel here that experienced the wickedness way back in the day, and maybe now we're at that tolerance level, and we're slowly evolving from tolerance to acceptance, and then after acceptance is integration. And we're all on this path. I witness it in my own life. So be patient. If folks feel like they're being mistreated or just tolerated, the day will come that we will not only be integrated, but I think trans people are possess a elevated spirit, that somehow we are the human lighthouses that shine the light to spiritual awakening. And so just all those that maybe feel like they're just at the minimum level of tolerance, the day will come that we will not only be integrated in our community, but sought after as spiritual leaders. And I see this in my own life right now, even today. So I wanted to share that. There is hope. We are on the path to righteousness. But this shit doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and it evolves one spirit at a time. So I just wanted to expand on the comment from the person from Germany. So hang in there.
Absolutely. No, but it is true. Tolerance and acceptance, as Gwendolyn is saying, is very important. You want to say something, Raj?
No, I am totally like feeling what Shannon said. I mean, when you said tolerance, I know where you're coming from, Ella, about tolerance. I get that. But right away in my mind, I was thinking, no, we want more acceptance, acceptance and respect, not just to be tolerated. Because like that word in the English language is when you're tolerating something, it means that it's like something unbearable that you really you disdain, you don't like, but you're tolerating it. So yeah, we want beyond that. And so I love that
I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think that is really very important. Yeah, I agree, and I agree with Jimmy too. Tolerance is the bare minimum. Acceptance is much more important.
Tolerance is the beginning, Ella. It is the beginning, like that. So we don't want to negate tolerance, but at this point, because we are at a precipice of our liberation and acceptance, and trans people being able to live full, optimal lives. We want to evolve beyond tolerance. We want acceptance and respect and love.
Okay, so then the tolerance is the bottom rung of the ladder. Yeah, and so how can we accelerate that ascension up the ladder from tolerance to integration? It's if we make ourselves more valuable. Right. If you want to be accepted in society and you want to be an asset to society, both go hand in hand. If we become an asset to society, that's where respect comes in. So that's what we were talking about last week with self-improvement and making a viable contribution to society. When we evolve and become an asset to society and then integrate ourselves, see how this all works. You have to be something in your mind before you can be something in reality. So if we visualize ourself as an asset to society and making a contribution, we have to visualize that in our mind first, and then it'll become a reality. And so that's how we can accelerate that evolutionary process up this ladder of ascension. It's just make ourselves more valuable. And, that's how I see it in my life.
Well, by the way, Vanessa just wrote, everybody is an asset in society, but it doesn't make people accept others. Well, if we prove to be a really good asset, they will respect us. That's as simple as that. But I want to tell something, because you see, right now in this country, the United States, there are many differences right now with certain people. Last year, we saw some really, or at the beginning of this year, we saw some really, some states which were bringing anti-transgender youth laws. The same states now, they go against women abortion and go against women's rights. And, this is a basic thing that somehow some people in the United States, they do see us, women's rights and things like that as being not tolerated. I know that this comes mostly from religious people, but you know what? There's something called the First Amendment in the United States. Everybody has got the right to be what they want to be. If you want to be in a religion that because you are Muslim or Catholic or whatever, which does not accept the others in the United States, well, you have to. It's as simple as that. And you have to accept women, you have to accept transgender people and tolerate them, start with tolerate them, then accept them. And then you can see how positive we are to the society and bring things to the society and, respect us. It's as simple as that.
I just want to add something that this is not meant in a negative way, so please don't take it that way. But I see sometimes trans men, if you got makeup on and your fingernails are done and your hair's been dyed, whatever, it's kind of hard to be served and you getting upset because they're not serving you. And if you're a trans woman and you got a beard and your hair is 1.5 inches long on your chest and everybody can see it, it's kind of hard for people to yes, ma'am you. And sometimes when those situations happen, it magnifies it for people like us that are trying to take it on a higher level. But when they see them acting that way, they don't sometimes realize that we're all different. We're all allowed to be how we are, and everybody should be. But I think sometimes that goes against us because I've been in situations where I've actually experienced that. And I kind of, I hope people don't think about me like that. But anyway, that's not knocking anyone. And what Shannon was saying about visualization, if you can see it, you can achieve it. Write it down. To think about it, it's one thing. To actually take action and make it happen and write it, read it, and go through it. And a lot of people say, oh, I can't do this. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but when you decide that you don't think you can do something, everything becomes an obstacle you can't overcome. But when you see that you, in your mind, that you can achieve it, your mind is a very, very powerful thing that will open up doors and avenues and opportunities that you may not otherwise see. And a lot of times when you ask the universe for stuff, it rewards you with it. And with that being said, you know, instead of, because I've read a few posts this last little bit where I can't do this and I can't do that. And when you say you can't, you've already put a limit on it and you won't be able to. But in your mind, if you figure that you can and you will, you'll think about it, you'll dream about it, all the things, somehow it will manifest on a much higher level than I can't do it. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
Can I
Yeah,
say
Bonnie, there's a saying, Bonnie. It says, those who say they can and those who say they can't are both right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
once again, everybody's entitled to their thing, but to go away feeling like you can't when actually maybe you could if you changed your attitude, and that might be all it takes is attitude, you know. I don't know. If you really want something bad enough, a lot of us, I cleaned oil furnaces, you know, and that's how I paid for my surgery. You know, everybody made fun of the black face and all that other stuff when people used to put all the shoe polish on their face and look like black people. Well, when I used to do oil furnaces, I looked like a black person. I mean, honest and truthfully, you couldn't tell. And when I went home, I had to take a bath in tomato sauce. What I'm trying to say is, I wanted to be a transgender woman, and I'm out there doing work that's as nasty as you possibly can. But bottom line is, I wanted it so bad, I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I mean, sometimes I could have went, oh, that's beneath me. I'm not going to clean furnaces. But I made enough money to pay for my surgery and all my electrolysis. So I don't know. I mean, it's all about attitude. But okay, I'm done.
Okay, I've got some comments from our viewers. So Shirley writes, acceptance and respect is only a matter of wealth and credentials, sorry, not gender. Yes, an individual people, yes, but we're talking about as a transgender, that people actually accept us and respect us, not the individual person. Okay. Afterwards, you know, there are people, even transgender or not, they are more accepted or less accepted or more respected or less respected. That is very, very difficult. But that is the individual part, okay?
Yeah.
Wendy is writing at the moment, and this seems to be all over the world, it is 2 steps forwards and 1 step back, being anything other than mainstream cis, which is frustrating and sad.
Yeah.
Now,
You
there
know,
is a
it is true. I just want to say this real quick before I lose my train of thought. I want to speak to this last comment and also to the person that said, you know, everyone is valuable in society, but still not everyone is respected. And I want to talk about focus and perspective. Okay, so from my experience, I've done so much. I mean, like as an LGBTQ activist, I've been an activist for 23 years. I've done so many things for the community and for, you know, us progressing hopefully and moving in our the transgender civil rights movement. I have been through a lot with my black market surgeries and all of that. I recently went on TikTok and I talked about it earlier in the show. And when I looked at some of the comments, all right, they weren't all nice. And there were some that were like, oh my God, what is it? You know, kill yourself. Oh God, I'm throwing up in my mouth right now. Look at that face, it's disgusting. Okay, that's just some examples, right? But then I got a lot of messages about, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Your smile is gorgeous. Oh, you have such a positive spirit about you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is where the focus and the perspective comes in. It's like the glass half empty or half full. All right, so I could choose to focus on all those hateful comments, right? And then I would feel down about myself and down about the transgender movement and say people aren't accepting us and it's horrible, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are people in the world that are not accepting us, yes. But there are a lot of people in the world that are starting to understand us and accept us and see our light and see our worth and value in the world. And that's what I choose to focus on. And then when you focus on a particular thing, guess what happens? This is law of attraction. It's universal law. You get more of what you focus on. So that's what I want to say to anyone, you know, if you're feeling bad about the state of the climate of the world and how people are treating us, just try and find the positive thing. You know, we want to focus on that. We want that to grow. All right, I'm done, Ella. Sorry.
Those were beautiful
Oh,
words.
that was fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
words.
Great job there.
Absolutely. Really, really guru. Okay.
Hey, we're fellow gurus. Yay!
So
So
Vanessa,
we can even go a step further. You know, we can go a step further. There, the first requirement to be respected by someone is there needs to be the presence of self-respect. Self-respect is the first requirement to be respected by others.
I don't like myself. How do I expect other people to like me?
absolutely. You have to start by liking yourself and respecting yourself and be active with yourself and do something about yourself. I totally agree.
I'm okay. You're okay.
So Vanessa writes, women have it tough. War causes the most problems. Actually, men causes war. Men attack women. Men cause problems in the world, not women. Okay. It is a point of view. But as
misogyny.
as Raj said, please try to see the positive in life, not the negative. Okay. They hear my voice in the store and I am called sir. I correct the customer. So what do I say?
I got something I can add. You can go on YouTube and all these other places and you can learn how to change your voice. And it just takes effort and work. I mean, if you want to work it, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you want to work on yourself and you want to pass, well, one of the things of passing is the voice. And it, listen, my voice was terrible. So, I mean, and my voice is still terrible. I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. And hopefully it'll be better next month. But my point is that, you know, at my age and everything I've been through, I'm still trying to improve myself. And I am working on my voice. And I've listened to so many programs on YouTube in this place and that place. And you learn so many different techniques that if you apply them, you also can change. You may never get your voice perfect, but it isn't every time you can open your mouth, somebody's going to know that that's a trans person speaking.
I just want to add, Moni, that is up to the person. You know, some people do want to pass, some people don't want to pass.
Well,
I mean, it's very, very personal.
No, I only said that because they said when they speak and the people serve them, and it seemed to be a problem. Listen, a lot of trans people, they're not on hormones. A lot of people, they have the, I mean, everybody's entitled to be whoever they want to be, how they want to be. But if you're having a problem with something and you're uncomfortable, what I'm just trying to stress is, well, then change it. And if you're not having a problem with it, it's fine.
If that is the issue, but be careful, you know. I mean, My daughter is a cis girl, okay? And she's actually quite a feminine cis girl, and she's been misgendered. You know, it happens.
It does. That's what I was going to say. If you listen to cisgendered women, they all don't sound the same. Some have higher voices, some have deeper voices. I mean, so you know,
Smokers.
there's no cookie cutter thing about that. And it's not so much pitch, it's tone. It's finding like you don't have to like completely change your voice. You know, you can keep like the you can keep oftentimes the pitch. It's just you change your tone a little bit, you
Yeah,
know, and so it's not like that. It would be like me talking now. Hi, how are you? Oh, it's so good to be here. That doesn't sound natural.
of
All
course.
right. So it's finding like that sweet spot for your own self, whatever that may be. And guess what? Some people sound, I'll use the word, you know, we say fishy, 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 or girly, girly, girly. And they still get clocked or misgendered because it's the whole package. So it's just kind of like, don't be too hard on yourself, hon. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just, you know, we're all a work in progress, and I want to
Sure.
encourage you. And, you know, just you know, if you feel like you want to work on your voice a little bit, then go for it. And you can do it because we all did. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I did. I wasn't, well, before transitioning, I didn't sound like this, but my voice wasn't super, super deep either. But you know, as time went on, I worked on my tone and my flow, you know, the way you deliver your speech.
Absolutely. So uh, why should that make me less of a woman by voice? No, you're not less of a woman because of your voice. You know, many women have got very deep voices too. And many men have got very, you know, light voices. So, you know, if it's always a question of perception, and sometimes it gets a little bit complicated. That's all.
You
But
know, I know a trans girl that transitioned and she expected her wife to accept it. And I said, just because your perception of how you see yourself doesn't mean that they should change their perception. And in your situation that you're talking about the voice, you know, theoretically in society, if you hear a man's voice, it's associated with the man. If you want to, your perception is that you should be able to talk like a man and be accepted as a woman, but not everybody else has that same perception. But if you want to be taken as a woman, well, then your perception may have to change to go along with them if you want things in your life to align. But you know what? Whatever works for people, that's all that really matters. I mean,
Mhm.
there's no right, there's no wrong. Everybody should be entitled. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you're not happy with something, you can change it if you have the want, the will, the drive, and you take action towards it. You can make it happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, and sometimes don't be too shocked because some people are just stupid, you know. That's all. Okay, let's go and see. Mispronouncing is their problem. I look like a woman. Yeah, I'm sure you do. And I agree. I know many, many, many transgender women and cis women which have got deep voices. So they get mispronounced all the time. Um, but yeah, you know, it's just get over it, you know. Um,
Or change, or try to change. Just don't accept it. And that's the way it is. You don't like something, then I don't know. You don't like color your hair, go dye it a different color. You know,
okay. I've got Wendy, which just wrote, if anyone makes fun of my voice, I just tell them I'm still finding my voice, and like all clever people, all are still learning something, and that kind of shuts them up.
I love that.
It's really
Yeah.
nice.
I love
Fantastic.
that, Wendy.
I like that. Yeah, we all trying to to get better, and hopefully that is something that everybody in our society does, because
We're all a work in progress every day, if we so choose.
yeah, absolutely. So, any more comments, girls? Raj, go ahead.
No, no. I mean, we've covered on some really good things this tonight. And
Yeah.
I just want to encourage everyone out there, keep shining in your own unique way. We talked about it last week. Each and every one of us has a different fingerprint. And so that makes us unique in the world. So, shine bright and know that you have a divine purpose here. No, despite what any naysayer may say, you have a divine purpose here.
There's this Kanai is writing said, as long as you're happy with yourself. This is
I
so
love that.
important, because be happy with yourself, embrace yourself. You are the most important person in the world. So embrace yourself and grow. Okay.
So let's wrap it up, everybody. I guess give a little something. And
Yes. So Bonnie, you want some last words?
well, my last words is that, too many people in life become complacent, and too many people allow obstacles in their lives that they could overcome if they tried. And that doesn't mean that every time you try to accomplish something, you're going to be successful. But every time you try something, you're going to learn something that maybe doesn't work. I can tell you everything you could possibly imagine, ways that you could lose money doing concerts, because I lost. My point is that if you want to work on your voice, work on your voice. You want to work on your body, you do exercises that will emphasize the what you want, whether you're a trans man or a trans woman. Whatever it is that you want to try to accomplish, if you write it down and you do visualization for the, I don't know, 80%, some high numbers, maybe it won't materialize 1,000%, but even if you get 60% as opposed to nothing is better. So what I'm saying, and then if you keep working over time, it can get even better and better. So it's all about attitude, perspective. You look at everything that happens to you in life, and you put it in a positive way of looking at it, as opposed to a negative way of looking, and your life will be better on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jimmy, some last words?
I'll just share, in my younger days, there was a mantra that I ingrained into my soul. And there was a monthly magazine called Muscle and Fitness, produced by Joe Weider. And in the opening cover of every one of these issues was a statement by Joe Weider. And this statement is ingrained into the principles of my life. And it goes something like this: strive for excellence, exceed yourself, love your friend, speak the truth, practice fidelity, and honor your father and mother. These principles will help make you strong, help you master yourself, and put you on the path to greatness. And I'll leave with that.
Well said. Well said. Very, very nicely said. Beautiful.
I love that.
Raj, your last words. I keep myself to the end.
To the end, right? Okay, so two things. something comes to my mind, and I think I said it on the show before, prior to this one. You know, in life, especially as a trans person, you know, being having the confidence to be who you are and the determination. And you know, sometimes that can be scary. It can be, you know, it can be a fearful type of situation. So I would just say that, you know, I heard this many years ago and I always remember it. Fear came to the door and knocked. Faith opened the door and there was nothing there. So have the faith to step out and go against your fear. And you'll realize that you're stronger than what you may have thought you were. And secondly, be good to yourself. Do something fun. Do something that makes you happy. You know, if you're feeling down, take that bubble bath that you love to take. Listen to that artist that you love to hear sing. Eat that meal that you love. Do things to lift your spirit up and make you happy. Because isn't that what we're all really here to do? To be happy. You know, isn't that really what it is? You want to be able to have a life that's optimal, and you can say when it's all said and done that you really lived and there was a lot of happiness in your life.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
as Emma Jennifer just wrote, it took me 48 years to have the courage to be myself, but now I am, and I found true happiness. And yeah, that is part of what we all here are for and what we are here for. You know, it's validate yourself, find yourself, because it's the only way to validate others. It's the only way to be around the world. You are the most important person, as I already told before. And it's really true. And I think with those words and with a very long show tonight, I tell everybody, have a great weekend, which is coming ahead. Have a great week. Have a great time. Be yourself. Never forget, I am important and I want to have fun and love and live my life. Okay. Even in the moments of crisis. And by God, many of us have gone through that many, many times. Okay.
I'm okay, you're okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye. Boom. And we finished.
Hey, we did it.
That was a nice show too, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It was good. It was good. I think we covered some really good stuff. Wow. So
I mean,
Bonnie, what's oh, go ahead, Ella.
I have to tell, I mean, we really are crazy. We are 4 people. We come together for a show. We have 1 hour talking. We have not prepared, and we managed to make something which is usable. If that is not incredible, wow, you know?
Hello.
It's real. What were you gonna say, Raj?
No, I was gonna say, what's this with the Bonnie? What's this with the barbecue thing now? You